So I am back into my she shed, and today I am about to can some more chicken breasts. I showed you the chicken breasts that I was able to get from Walmart. I think I got about 20 pounds of it or so. And you know, you don't want all of the pieces from the chicken breast. So the parts that I cut off, I decided what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to make chicken broth with that. Okay, so this is all the little pieces and, you know, like the heart parts that I got from the cutting off the pieces of chicken. And I know normally chicken stock calls for the carcass, but hey, it got to be better even if I do the actual pieces of chicken. So here's a chicken breast, part of a chicken breast, and what I did was I cut it up. Before I cut it, I put it in vinegar and water for about 30 minutes, and then now I'm cutting it up. So I've got a big pot of chicken breast over there that I'm going to be making. I've showed you how, and I'll put a link up there so that you can see, you know, again, how to do that. So these are the pieces of chicken, and I'm going to can that. But what I wanted to show you basically, so I've got this in the water here. Let's turn on some more water. I've already washed them before in vinegar and water, but I'm going to wash it again in just plain water. And then I'm going to can that. I'm not going to show you how I can that, only because we've already done that, okay? So, now, this is the bits and pieces of the chicken. Instead of having the chicken carcass, I have the actual chicken. So I'm going to show you how we're going to make the chicken stock. Okay guys, so I have my stock pot here, and we're going to go about getting this ready to make our chicken stock. I figured, hey, while I'm in here canning the chicken pieces, the chicken breast, for later for stews and soups and all of that, why don't I just go ahead and do the chicken stock at the same time? I'll have the stove on and I'll just do everything at the same time. So, like I told you guys earlier, these are the little bits and pieces that I cut off of the chicken breast. You know, because you don't use all of the pieces on there. Sometimes you run across a little gristle, a little this and that, and pieces that you don't want to put in your actual canning. So look, pieces like, you know, like this, that are like a lot of fat on it, or gristle or whatever. So I have a stock pot. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, usually it calls for a carcass. Well, this is going to be even better, because normally, you know, you would take these little pieces and throw them away, but you don't have to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take all of those pieces and we're going to put them into our stock pot. I'm going to take these gloves off. I just used it to pick up that chicken. I have here, hopefully you can see what I have. I'll bring it over so you can see it. I have some celery. I have some carrots. I have garlic. And I have onion. And we're going to just cut that up and throw it into our stock pot and let it do what it do, okay? We don't have to peel the skin off of anything, because I'm not going to use any of this. I'm just going to let all of this simmer, and I'm going to get some really nice chicken stock. You know how expensive chicken stock is nowadays, right? Hey, if I can get it for less, we're just going to toss it in there, okay? Even the garlic. Oh, everything smells so good already. Let's add water. I'm going to add water all the way up to the top. I'm going to simmer it. While I'm canning my chicken breast, I'll be making my chicken stock at the same time. Okay, so here I've added my water all the way up to the top. Okay, here's our chicken broth. It's just cooking away. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is at a nice rapid boil, I'm just going to turn it down and just let it simmer and cook while I'm out here canning. So kill two birds with one stone, like I said. Look at that. Don't that look beautiful? Look at the chicken pieces there and the onion and the carrot. I decided to get all the richness and flavor possible. I'm going to transfer this into my crock pot. That way I can let it simmer for a much longer time and I don't have to keep an eye on it. This smells divine. Look at that beautiful chicken broth. Look at that. That's going to be so good. This has been simmering overnight. I'm just going to leave it, and I have a couple of crock pots going, and we're going to make us some beautiful, look at, I put the onions, I just threw them in there. You don't have to peel them or anything. The garlic I just threw in there, but look at this. This is beautiful. And I realized that I had some chicken in there that's already cooked. So guess what? I'm just going to dump that in there because all of that is just nothing but flavor. Flavor. See the neck part? I took that out of the freezer. Okay, guys, wanted to share that with you. When I take it out, I'll show you. In the meantime, we're just going to let it, I got it on low in the crock pot, and we're just going to let it just keep on just simmering away. Hello, my Karma babies. So this is like the third day of the chicken broth, just simmering away. Okay, so we're going to get ready to, oh my goodness, guys, this is going to be the best chicken broth. I can turn these off. I have 2 crock pots going. But I want you to babe, let me bring you up here so you can see this chicken broth here. Look at this. Look how dark and rich this is. This is from like 3 days of just kind of cooking and simmering. Look at that. This is awesome. Look at that chicken broth. Look at that. It's going to be great in dressing. I have a strainer here, and I'm going to just start putting my bits and pieces in this strainer. Now I'm going to strain this to the point where there's not going to be any of these bits and pieces in there. I want it to be as uncompromised as possible, which this wouldn't hurt, you know, but I want it to be clear broth. A dog could eat this, man, you know, add it to their food. There's a dog next door. Okay, guys, instead of tossing all of this, throwing it away, look at this. This is some, look at all that meat. That's meat. I'm going to take all of this. Look at that. That's a lot of meat, a lot of good food. I'm going to take this to my neighbor. Hopefully they'll want it. If not, I've got a couple of neighbors that have dogs that I can offer it to. And if nobody wants it for their pets, because, you know, sometimes people don't feed their pets any table food at all. And if they don't want it, then I'll toss it. But I just cannot just toss this out when I know I hear the dogs barking all the time, and maybe they'll enjoy this. So let's cover it up. Operation Neighbor. We are about to get all of our jars ready for the pressure canner. And isn't it a beautiful color? Isn't it beautiful? That's going to make some delicious, delicious chicken broth. So now I have a little strainer here that I'm going to use. It's going to help me get a little more of the little bits and pieces out of it, although I'm not going to get 100% out of it. I have my pressure canner is heating up. My jars are nice and warm. My lids are nice and sterilized and warm. So let's go ahead and fill it up. Here's my glass, okay? And let's put these to the side. I'm going to put these in the canner in just a minute, but I want to show you, you know, it's easy, right? You just take your broth and put it into your jar. Now I want to leave about a 1-inch head space for this, and a 1 inch is right there by that very first line, although you can measure it off with your debubbler if you like. Okay, so it's taking a few minutes for it to go in because I'm straining it again as it's going in, because I just want it to be looking as nice as possible, but I'm not going to be able to get all of the fat and all off of there, but I'll be able to get quite a bit of it off. So, you know what I found out? That canning is a lot of fun. It helps you put things in perspective, because often when you're doing this, you're alone and you have time to think about different things. And I'm so far behind because I wasn't doing this, was not preparing myself. So I feel that I have a lot of catching up to do. And once I'm caught up, then I'll be okay. Let me put these in the so I can keep them nice and warm. I already have 3 quarts of water in my pressure canner, and my water is nice and hot to go along with my chicken broth that's hot. And see, it's not picking up a whole lot, but it's picking up some parts. So I think I'm just going to go ahead, that little bit, well, we'll keep doing it. I'll keep doing it. Because I'm trying to keep it, you know, as much fat off of it as I can. But I'm not going to be able to keep a lot of it off, I'm sure. But yeah, guys, I feel like I'm so far behind. And once I get, you know, everything that I'm doing, this is the first time I've made chicken broth. The first time. But, you know, the next time that I do it, I'll know some shortcuts and I'll feel more comfortable doing it. Because, you know, the first time you do anything, it's not easy. So it's all a learning experience. It's all a learning experience. Okay, here I have my vinegar, and I'm going to clean my lid off because any fat or anything that's sticking to this will prevent your jars from sealing. So I'm just going to clean it really good. And then I'm going to take my magnet and I'll get my lid. And I have it in some warm water, but Ball says you don't have to do that any longer. But I think it helps. I think it helps seal because the rubber part is nice and loose. And I think it helps seal. Now you just want to go finger tight. Finger tight is all you're doing. So I put my jars in hot water. I sterilize them in hot water. Some people sterilize them in hot water, and then they take and they put them in the oven to keep them nice and hot. So, you know, there's a little variation. That's not taking out a lot. So I'm just going to go with this so that it'll go a little bit faster, so we can go ahead and get it done. So we have our canner here. I've turned it up because we want to get that steady 10 minutes of steam coming out of here before we even start thinking about processing our broth. And I've checked all the parts on here. I've checked the steam vent and this that goes up and down. I've checked that. I checked my gasket inside. So we're going to put this on, and we're going to wait until it has a steady flow of steam for about 10 minutes, and then I'll come back and I'll show you the next step. Okay, now let me show you how to do this. It's so easy to put it on though too. I want to show you this. There's a V on here on your canner. There's a V, and then there's a V there on your handle, and you just line it up and close it. It's locked. Make sure you close it all the way. Okay guys, I'm sorry, before I close my lid, I forgot to show you that remaining vinegar. Just pour it into your water. It'll help keep everything nice and clear. Your jars won't be, you know, grayish and foggy looking. They'll be nice and clean and clear. So always use that remaining vinegar. Just toss it right into your pot. Okay. Well guys, I have a steady flow of steam here. I'm not sure if you can see that, but I'm gonna set my timer now. Oh, it's hot. I'm gonna set my timer, and then okay, oh, I'm sweating, right guys? Yes. Okay, I have a steady flow of steam. I'm about to set my timer now for 10 minutes, and then I'll come back and we'll put the weight on, and then we'll start the next step. So I don't know if you can see this. I think you can see the steam pretty good right now. That's a really, really nice steam going on right there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my weight on. Now the weight is a 10-pound weight for my canner, which is a 23-quart canner, and the weight is a 10-pound weight. So once my gauge reaches 10 pounds, then and only then will I start counting the 90 minutes that it's going to take to process this chicken broth. I'm so excited about this, guys. I'm telling you, it's just amazing what you can do when you set your mind to it. It's just amazing. I'm just so excited. Anyway, let's put this on, and when I put it on, I kind of go forward, you know, to just kind of cover that, okay? Okay, guys, so I showed you the steam, the steady flow of steam coming out, and it did come out for 10 minutes, and I put my gauge on. I hope I was filming it, because I just realized I was talking a minute ago and I wasn't filming a doggone thing. But anyhow, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for my gauge to register 10 pounds. And then once it registers 10 pounds, that's when I start my countdown. Now for the broth, and is in quart size jars, I will do 90 minutes, an hour and a half. If they had been in pint size jars, I would do 75 minutes. but we have quarts in there. So we're gonna do 90 minutes, 10-pound pressure in our steamer, and then after the 90 minutes, we have our chicken broth. Okay, so we are about to take our chicken broth out, okay? So always remember, lift the lid the other direction. You do not want the steam to hit you, drop on your feet. All of those things can happen. So I'm gonna move you so you can see them as I take them out. We have 6 quarts, and I've learned up. Oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Yes. That is a beautiful, beautiful brown, rich. Oh, listen at that pop already, guys. Isn't it gorgeous? Oh my goodness. That's going to be some good chicken broth. And this will last me for a long, long time. Look how long that'll last me. Long time. Very excited about it. Look at that. Beautiful chicken broth. I'm going to sit them here, and we are going to wait until tomorrow. And then tomorrow, what we're going to do is tomorrow I will remove my bands, wash everything down really well, label by saying what product is in here, and putting the date on here. So that's our chicken broth, guys. Chicken broth, golden brown. Beautiful, beautiful colors. Look at that. Just beautiful. I love it. That's how you make chicken broth. Very, very easy. You can make that while you're doing everything else. Bye-bye.